Hey guys, welcome back inside of the Plastic Planet. I'm your host, Nick Nack, hanging out with you guys tonight. Well guys, it has been Star Wars month, all month long here on the Plastic Planet, and tonight I got the grand finale for you guys. That's right guys, I got a full-on room tour of my Star Wars collection to show off to you guys, and it's going to be really, really damn radical. So go ahead, kick back, relax, get yourself something to drink, guys. It's going to be a long video tonight, but it's going to be a damn awesome one. All right guys, let's get on it. Let's get on it right now.
Nick Nack's Plastic Planet.
Refuge 167.
Alrighty guys, well let's head down into my Star Wars room here on the Plastic Planet. And I'm just going to give you guys, first of all, just a real quick lay of the land of how the entire collection is sort of laid out here and how I have everything arranged on my shelves. Now I'm not going to be in this weird mortis view for much of the video here. I just wanted to try it out. Honestly, I got a brand new phone just a couple weeks ago from my very beloved and beautiful wife. And it's got this cool director's view on it. I just kind of wanted to try it out. Honestly, I feel like I'm on Wheel of Fortune, you know, an old guard Wheel of Fortune, and just won the puzzle, and I'm on the prize wheel now picking out my shit. Like, hey Pat, I'd like that Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale Jabba for $900, and let's put the rest on a gift card. So yeah, no, but all kidding aside, I won't be in this view for very long. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of the lay of the land of what the collection looks like and how I've got it arranged in its entirety, basically. Now, if you guys watched my last room tour video of this room back a year ago in May of 2020, you probably remember, if you watched it, that the lion's share of my collection is mostly Sideshow collectibles and hot toys with some Kenner items mixed in and a few Hasbro items sprinkled in as well. Well, this year it's a little bit different. I've tried to really kind of embrace all aspects and all previous incantations of my earlier collections. And I've been collecting Star Wars, oh man, almost 40 years. And so I really wanted to kind of embrace all eras of my collecting life. So to speak. So you are going to see a lot of Hot Toys and a lot of Sideshow, just like last year. Most of those pieces are still here in addition to a lot of new ones. But you are also going to see a lot of Power of the Force 2 stuff. You're going to see 3 3/4 inch. You're going to see Black Series. You're going to see Kenner Vintage. You're going to see a lot of different types of Star Wars collectibles, all kind of arranged together and hopefully accented correctly. So anyway, that was my aim with the collection this year, and I think I pulled it off, if I might say so myself. I think it looks pretty damn awesome in here. All right, guys. Well, let's get into each individual shelf. I'll get my mug off the video for you guys, and you guys can check it out. Let's get on it right now.
Good to me dead.
Alrighty guys, so once again, I am on the steps going down into my Star Wars room here in my home, and this is the entrance to the Plastic Planet, as I like to call it. But I seem to do every single room tour I've ever done here on my channel exactly in the same position starting out. But it sort of is what it is. It's sort of as you come down and introduce yourself into the room. Just a couple things here in the hallway I've showed off before. That is a shot glass case that I bought at Michael's, perfect size for 3 3/4 inch astromech droids, as you guys can see. It looks really, really damn cool. I'd open it up, but I think they would all fall out potentially. So yeah, there we go. I didn't do that in the past, so give you guys a little look-see inside of there. So just really, really damn cool. A lot of 3 3/4 inch astromech love in there. And yeah, I love Star Wars robots. I'm a big robot guy, and particularly astromech's one of my favorites. Cool Star Wars poster there. It's basically just got stills in chronological order from A New Hope, so that's kind of cool. And below here got a little tin sign Darth Vader that picked up at probably Hobby Lobby or some shit like that years and years ago. And then on over here got a nice like sort of Fathead-esque vinyl wall sticker of C-3PO. I'll give you guys a little look-see at that. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Anyway, we'll start on this end of the room right over here. We'll start in this corner and then just work our way around. So yeah, let's get on it, guys. Alrighty, guys, starting out, we have the Rogue One walker that actually walks on its own, and it can be programmed into an app. It's actually a really, really cool piece. When it came out, it was like $300+ absolutely ridiculous. I picked mine up at a Gordman store, which was a deep discount store here in the Metro Denver area here in Colorado, for like $60, which was much more palatable at that price. So that's a fun piece, not by any means my favorite walker. I'm a big fan of Imperial walkers, if you guys are going to be able to tell. And of course, I've got it absolutely dwarfed by my 2010 Legacy collection AT-AT walker. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. I've showed this piece off a couple times here on the Plastic Planet. That video is down in my archive. If you ever want to check it out, dig down in there, you'll find it. Pretty damn awesome piece. Alrighty, guys, moving along here. Got a trash can there. I just bought that trash can actually a couple of days ago. Came via Amazon. Kind of cool. I just needed a new plastic trash can to throw like Coke cans in, because I was on the verge of wrecking my really, really good Return of the Jedi metal trash can that I'll show you guys here in a few minutes. So I thought it was time to replace it with something plastic and easy to clean. Up here, check it out, guys. These are Build-A-Droid astromechs that I built at Disneyland at Galaxy's Edge. Showed these guys off in a previous video about 2 summers ago, I want to say. Obviously, it wasn't last summer. We weren't doing any traveling last summer. So it had been the summer of 2019. Showed these guys off. Showed me building one of them, actually, at Disneyland in the Build-A-Droid attraction there. And really, really fun. Awesome remote control droids. They go for about $100+ at Disneyland. Really, really fun if you're in any of the Disney parks to do that. Something I'd recommend. Yeah, really, really damn cool. Also bought that R2-D2 at Disneyland about a year ago, last February, right before the pandemic hit. We got a vacation in like literally 3 weeks before the whole world closed down, and we went to Disneyland, and I picked up this R2 in the Build-A-Droid. It's actually the same scale. It just comes as R2-D2. You don't build him, but and he also has there's also a C-3PO you can buy, which I picked up as well. So really, really cool. I really love these a lot. We're going to be heading out to Disney World again here probably in August, and I'm looking to build another damn droid because they're just really, really cool. Alrighty, guys, so I'm going to be pretty thorough in this room tour today. I'm going to show you even the shit I got on the walls. I got these two blueprint prints from my beloved wife. She got these for me and threw them in a frame for me. So those are very, very cool. Obviously, it's the U.S. patent for the toy, the Kenner toy of the Imperial shuttle, as well as the AT-AT. So that's really, really damn cool. Moving up a little bit, guys, I've got a really cool. I've got a cord hooked on that AT-AT. Moving up here, guys, if you guys can see it, got a little bit of glare going in the room here, but I got this really cool McQuarrie art print from I don't know, probably conceptual work from the original film. Really, really cool. You got the Jawas there hanging out at a swap meet, basically, all buying and exchanging garbage with all their sand crawlers and their metal smelters and all kinds of shit. So really, really damn cool looking print. And then moving up, they got this little gimmick here. It's a Darth Vader fist, which has the illusion of punching through the wall. It actually came with a saber. I took that saber off. Kind of lights up. It's sort of a stupid gimmick, but I don't know. It looks okay. Okay there, I guess. Right next to that awesome 8x10 of Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian. Got that as part of my fan club membership to the Star Wars fan club back in 1983. You got a bunch of 8x10s of the actors. This is the one I still have, as well as a subscription to Bantha Tracks. Anyone remember Bantha Tracks? Yeah, if you're a kid of the 80s and you're a Star Wars fan, you remember Bantha Tracks. Above that, I just got an 8x10 of C-3PO and R2-D2, a very iconic pose of them on the Tantive V4. And then moving across this door, I just put this up, guys. This is just put up. I really wanted to get some of my Hasbro and Kenner TIE Fighters on display. And you guys can see, I guess I could get out a step ladder and show you. Alrighty, guys, so I'm standing on the damn step ladder. I'm only 5'6", guys, so you gotta cut me some slack in that department. Got a really cool Power of the Jedi. Whoa. Whoops. Alrighty, guys, so check it out. This is my Power of the Jedi TIE Interceptor as I move right to left, I think, on this shelf. Picked this guy up, I think, back in 2001, I want to say. Picked it up at a Toys R Us in Yuma, Arizona. I was down visiting my mother after she had moved to Arizona following my parents' divorce. Same month, about a month later, I got engaged to my wife. And so I remember getting this guy and actually mailing it back to myself because I didn't want to bring it on the plane. The box was kind of clunky and big. Every collectible, guys, there's not just a what, but there's a who and a where. Where you were, who you're with, or who gave it to you. So every collectible has a story if you're talking about organic collecting here. And that's what I'm about here on the Plastic Planet, is organic collecting. Speaking of that, I bought this Power of the Force 2 TIE Fighter. Bought this at KB Toy Store for $10. It was marked down to $10. They had a couple of them. I was at the mall with my friends. Again, early 2000s. And picked this guy up. Might have even been 1999, actually. Picked this guy up as well as another one at the mall that day. And yeah, it was really cool. I was only originally going to get one, but my good buddy Trav, who is also on Knickknack Live here, I do have a live stream here on the Plastic Planet every now and then. He's also a panelist here on Knickknack Live and a long time collector friend. Twisted my arm and convinced me to get two at only $10 a piece. I'm glad he did. Moving along the shelf there, got a TIE Bomber. Got this at Walmart years and years ago. I think this guy came out in the mid-2000s. Can't remember the specific date, but I was with my good buddy Uncle Pat when I bought that. And then right next to it is my vintage TIE Interceptor with a vintage TIE Fighter pilot. Got this for Christmas, I believe, back in the 80s. And I might even have a picture of me opening this up on Christmas morning. Absolutely love this piece. And I actually was missing it following my last move from my old house for a couple of years, and then I was digging around in the garage and I found it, and glad I did, because it was kind of in a bad place where it could have gotten a lot of heat damage, honestly, but it looks fine, and I've dusted it off and it looks absolutely fantastic. I have no idea if the electronics on it still work, but it looks really cool. So anyway, yeah, there's my TIE Fighter shelf, guys. Alrighty guys, so moving down from my TIE Fighter display up above the door there, and moving down past, I should say, above my my Build-A-Droids from Disneyland, and up you can see back there, I do have my Sideshow collectibles, original Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and locked there in Mortal Kombat, looking really cool, and also that Tatooine, like, almost reminds me of a map from, like, you would see, like a cheesy map you'd see as like a kids meal map at like a Denny's, but it's really cool map of Tatooine there. Above all these things, as I was getting to, I do have this awesome backlit silk poster that I framed up with a wood frame and backlit it with an LED bright light. I mean, it's not the best backlit poster I've ever seen. I know I've seen people on YouTube make some really amazing stuff with backlit posters, but I always really wanted a backlit poster just because I would I'd go to the planetarium as a kid, and they always had those really cool astronomy pictures, backlit astronomy pictures of stars and planets and everything. And I always thought that was really damn cool. So I always wanted one for the Plastic Planet for my Star Wars room. And as you guys can see, as I step back a little bit, I think it looks really awesome. Again, that's just a silk print I got off eBay for really cheap. I think I spent maybe 20 bucks on the print itself. Had some scrap wood in the backyard that I built the frame with, and then I just used two old LED desk lamps that I kind of have hung up from the ceiling there, as well as the frame itself. And I just think it looks really damn dynamite. Alrighty guys, moving away from my backlit Star Destroyer poster, got that really cool Darth Vader print up there with some Imperial Stormtroopers behind him on the Tanta V4. Some kind of, if you guys can see it, hopefully there's not a lot of reflection there. Obviously some kind of deleted scene sort of inspired thing from the original Star Wars film with him slaying a rebel troop transport trooper. So that's really cool. And then as we come down here, I got my Return of the Jedi premium format Darth Vader. This is probably my favorite premium format that I own in my entire collection. They don't make them like this anymore. And when I mean them, I mean Sideshow Collectibles, just because of the amount of awesomeness and light up features you got with this piece is just off the chart. Now, his belt boxes and his control panel are battery controlled. I don't have them currently lit, but his lightsaber, which is a really nice constant blade there, really nice, well lit blade there. both his lightsaber as well as the Death Star wall paneling down around there are all hooked up to an AC adapter, and they actually plug into the wall, not run on batteries. Absolutely awesome. I wish Sideshow would get back to doing that, man. Why aren't they giving us, for as much money as we pay for these items, which is, well north of $500, why aren't they giving us plug-in options on these things, so we don't have to be changing out batteries or worrying about running out batteries? It's kind of asinine. But this was a really, really great piece, kind of the last of its kind that I know of. But anyway, I think this is absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite Darth Vaders. I've got a couple Darth Vaders here, and it's kind of hard to make up my mind which one I like the best, but this is definitely in my top two for sure. And I'll get to my other one that is its rival as far as which one I like best here in a moment. But I do love having him displayed in this manner. He's kind of a piece you want to look up at, not look down on. There's always a perspective with different pieces in your collection. And as you know, if you're a fellow collector, and if you're watching this, I imagine you are, that, we are all curators of our own collection and our own individual collectible museums. And, finding the best ways to display each and every individual piece is so important. And, for the amount of money I spent on this guy, which I bought at my local comic book store here locally, saw it in the store, total impulse buy, had to have it. I don't regret it one bit. Sometimes you got to really know how to display your stuff really, really well. So I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything here, but I do think that piece looks really, really good. Alrighty guys, moving away from that awesome premium format Return of the Jedi Darth Vader, I do have another Darth Vader, a Black Series Darth Vader, still on card though. That's the Darth Vader that came with the 40th anniversary stage, and everything came in that big box, the 40th anniversary stage, but I've kept that one on card. I do have another one loose as well. Got a Master Replicas Darth Vader's lightsaber. Had this for a long time. Finally went ahead and got an acrylic stand. Just bought that off Amazon, honestly. And I mean, it's simple, but it definitely does the job, and it looks a lot better on a stand as opposed to just laying flat on the shelf, which I'd had it that way for years. Picked this up, actually got it from a collector store, and they were asking for only like 99 bucks for it. This was a number of years back, but it was still, even back then, I think these went for like $200-300. I don't remember the exact price point on them, but so it felt like it was really, really cheap. I don't know if it was just because it didn't have the stand or the original packaging. I don't know. It felt like maybe they were kind of hot, like maybe they were stolen or something, but I don't know. It was strange the what they were asking for on it. It was a steal. I'll just put it that way. So anyway, really, really cool. I also have the Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi lightsaber as well, which you guys will see here in a moment. Moving around my shelf here, I've got that really cool, fun little Darth Vader figure that came out last year, mass retail item. Forget the line. There was a number of them. Came out with the Rise of Skywalker merchandising. Not a sequel fan at all.
You're really fucked.
But I did pick up a couple of the original trilogy characters that came out in that line. Cool lunchbox. That's a 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back lunchbox that was sold at Target last year. I think that was made by Funko, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me in the comments if I'm off on that one. Behind it is a Return of the Jedi Shadow Box movie poster that I picked up at Gordman's at a deep discount store here in Colorado. Paid about $20 for that. Really, really cool. 8x10 of the Star Destroyer and Death Star, new Death Star, orbiting the forest moon of Endor. Iconic looking studio still from Return of the Jedi. I got a Hasbro ship up here. I've recently brought this back up here. This is my 3 3/4 inch scale Tidirium shuttle. This is not the vintage version. This is the modern version that came out in the mid 2000s, although the mold is pretty similar, if not identical. Picked this guy up the night before Thanksgiving several years ago, back when we lived at our old house, which our old house was kind of a shithole. I mean, it wasn't a bad house, but it was old and had a lot of problems. And I remember picking this up and being so excited that I got this the night before Thanksgiving and was going to really enjoy the holiday and unbox this and enjoy it. And I got home and our basement drain had backed up with kitchen grease and every piece of garbage that had come out of the garbage disposal, and it was flooding the entire basement, and it was so damn nasty. And we had guests coming over in like less than 24 hours, and it was just a hellacious 6 hours with the shop vac. And that's what I remember about this piece. Not the piece itself, but just the events that went on right after I purchased it. Every collectible, guys, has a story. Alrighty guys, moving away from my shuttle Tidirium, going down my shelf here. Got a really cool little Tatooine scene. Getting more into my premium items here. Got the Mythos 1/6 scale Obi-Wan Kenobi. Picked that one up a couple years back. I know he is available again via Sideshow's website. I actually saw him at my local comic book store as well just recently. Great piece, well worth it. If you're on the fence about him, I'd pick him up. I think he's absolutely fantastic. And with the Kenobi series coming out really soon, probably a really good figure to pick up. So yeah, just a FYI on that one. He is really damn cool. I've showed him off here on the Plastic Planet. Got a Sideshow Collectibles Tusken Raider. This is one of my favorite pieces as far as Tusken Raider memorabilia goes in my collection. Still holds up beautifully. I've had it for a number of years, going back to the like right around 2010, 2012, somewhere in there, maybe 2014. I don't know. I don't remember specifically when I got him, but I've had him for a really long time, going back to my old house. Yeah, really cool piece. Still holds up beautifully, although I am getting the Hot Toys Tusken Raider to go along with him, and should get that next year. Panning down a little bit, got the Sideshow Collectibles R5D4. Absolutely love what Sideshow did with the Astromechs in 1/6 scale. Phenomenal piece, really dig it. Got the bad motivator popping up, his antenna, got his restraining bolt, little magnet on there. Absolutely beautiful. I've got a real soft spot for Astromechs, as I mentioned previously here in the video, and R5D4 is by far my second favorite Astromech, followed by a much, only followed by a much more famous one. I got a couple Jawas there. Those are Sideshow Collectible Jawas, and they really piss me off. They look great, but you know what? They have just the damn batteries operated eyes, and if you don't have the eyes on, they look just not right. They don't look right at all. They look just kind of dead. So that's just a real disappointment. I realize that a light up eye feature on Jawas is really cool, but having them like this on my shelf most often than not is kind of a downer. I mean, not to throw complete shade at these Jawas here. Sideshow Collectibles did do a really nice job on a lot of the detailing on them. I do really think that like rodent hair, that fine nasty looking black rodent hair protruding from their sleeves on their hands looks really cool, as well as some of the detailing on like that droid stopper, and their belts and bandoliers and soft goods overall are really nice. It just sucks that you basically have to take their hoods off in order to turn on the lights, their light up eye features, which the switches in the back of their heads. Really sucks. You have to basically take them halfway apart to get them turned on, and then of course you can't leave them on for any amount of time with those little LR44 or whatever watch batteries or hearing aid batteries just burning inside of them, and those batteries, as you guys know, are not cheap. So anyway, that's a bit of a disappointment. I'm sure they're really excellent for like figure photography and things like that, but for general display, it is a little bit of a letdown, in my opinion. Moving along, guys, I got this really awesome Womp Rat there that actually came in a creature pack that Sideshow Collectibles put out in the probably early 2010s, I want to say. Really cool. I wish Sideshow would go back to doing a little bit of that. I think the creature pack came with a number of different pieces, and it was only about $30, so very affordable. It would be nice to get some economy accent pieces for our 1/6 scale collectibles again, like they did back then. So that's really cool. Moving down the shelf, guys, I've got one of my favorite shelves here. I've got a lot of favorite shelves, but this is definitely one of them. I've got my Biker Scout there, my Sideshow Collectibles Biker Scout, and that is actually sitting upon a Hasbro speeder bike. And I think that Hasbro speeder bike for a 20-year-old piece still like holds up just marvelously. I know Sideshow Collectibles put out a speeder bike as well a couple years ago, and I'm sure it's an amazing piece. If you have it, I'm sure it's excellent. And I know Hot Toys is putting out one here right now, actually, with their Mandalorian line. I'm sure that's going to be a great piece as well. But for me, for not having to spend that $300-400 extra dollars, that Hasbro piece is just, that Hasbro one is just, it still fits the bill. It looks great. It scales well, looks good. I mean, it could use a little weathering on it. If I had a little better customizing skills, I might attempt that. But overall, I'm really pleased with it. It has the nice plastic stands. You can kind of angle the bike so it looks like it's in motion there. And overall, really pleased with the shelf. I put together that forest diorama myself, printed out the photo in the back there. That's basically just the California redwoods, a stock picture from the California redwoods. And then for the forest floor, I just use a nice mixed medium. There's painted styrofoam in there with some brown accents on it, some dirt brown accents on styrofoam. And then, of course, for the flora in there, I've got for the ferns that I basically got those at PetSmart or Petco, one of the two. Basically, they're like reptile terrarium pieces. And they look absolutely awesome. And they really, really match up well with 1/6 scale action figures as far as like, you know, forest floor ferns and whatnot and plants. So they look really, really cool, like grasses and ferns and whatnot. There's some Spanish moss in there. There's also some HO scale train set flora dioramic pieces in there. Some of those wood pieces and stuff are for HO train sets, and they look really, really good in there. And I also just have some natural driftwood in the back as well that I actually used to use in my aquarium. So all in all, really, really nice. Oh, and then I think that big log right there actually came with this the Scout Trooper, the Sideshow Collectible Scout Trooper as part of his base. So it's really, really nice mixed medium diorama there. And that's what's so wonderful about Star Wars is just all the different environments that the films take place in. And if you can really play that up in your Star Wars room, it just looks amazing. Like I've got the greens here and the forest greens and hues from Endor on the forest moon of Endor on this shelf, and above it, of course, we have Tatooine, the desert sands and whatnot. On another shelf, we'll have, you know, I've got the frozen ice world of Hoth, and then other shelves you have the sterile environment of a Death Star. And that's what is so awesome about Star Wars. Again, it's just all the environmental offerings that the saga gives us. And it just really, really plays up very, very well in a room. Alrighty guys, so moving down the shelf, check it out. I've got my Star Wars Kenner Return of the Jedi Collection Biker Scout pistol. Got this when I was just a little guy, and I've had it ever since. I don't think it works anymore, but it still makes a nice little display piece. I've thought about in the past painting it and maybe customizing it, but you know what? Why would I do that to a classic? That seems sort of sacrilegious to me. So it is what it is. But yeah, I love that piece. Might buy a stand for it actually, but yeah, it is what it is for now and probably forever. Moving down the shelf, I've got my Master Replicas Force FX lightsaber here. This does light up and it's pretty damn cool. I don't have batteries in it currently. It's not something I get out and mess around with too much, but it is a nice little piece for sure. And moving up the shelf, check it out guys, I've got my Hot Toys DX7, I think. Bespin Luke Skywalker there. This was one of the first Hot Toy figures I ever bought. This and my Christopher Reeve Superman. But this was definitely the first Star Wars Hot Toys figure I ever bought. And I think the first Star Wars Hot Toy ever available, actually. And I've got him right there with my Hot Toys. I think that's actually a Force Awakens R2-D2, but we won't hold that against him.
It's trash!
Because he looks absolutely awesome. He actually looks very, very much like a Empire Strikes Back Bespin R2-D2 in my opinion. And I got him on a little display stand there. That actually came with my old Kotobukiya Darth Vader back in the day, but that Darth Vader is kind of warped and bent out of shape, so he's no longer displayed in my collection, but I still use that stand just for this purpose here. Looks really, really cool. Then behind Luke, I've got back there, you guys want to check out, maybe I'll just move Luke for you guys real fast. I do have a vintage Empire Strikes Back lunchbox. My beloved wife picked that up for me. I never had that lunchbox as a kid, but I knew people who did, and I was always a little bit jealous of it, so glad to have it in my collection. It's got a little tiny bit of rust on it, but all in all, it's in pretty good shape. Yeah, I was going to show off the thermos in that lunchbox, but it didn't have one, so I was confused. I have a couple lunchboxes with thermoses, vintage lunchboxes with thermoses, but that Empire Strikes Back is not one of them. This is a 40th anniversary novelty Funko lunchbox that came out obviously with the 40th anniversary of the Empire Strikes Back. And then behind him are some tin reproductions of Empire Strikes Back Marvel comic books. So that's kind of cool. Alrighty guys, and moving up the shelf, I have my Sideshow Collectibles diorama. I think that's the I Am Your Father diorama put out by Sideshow Collectibles years and years ago. I've had this piece for a really long time in my collection, and it has always been showcased in every single one of my room tour videos throughout the years. And so really enjoy having this piece. I've moved it over onto this side of the room. It recently was kind of collecting dust in one of the corners on the other side of the room. And I really like having it kind of showcased over here, especially with that nice backdrop there that I actually just printed off the internet. So it looks really, really fantastic. Really enjoy that piece. And I like having it sort of positioned as I have it right now, sort of with Luke as the point of view on this piece, just because I just don't think the Darth Vader's is molded very well. I just don't think his mask is molded very well. I don't know. I know I can't get in there to give you guys a real good shot, but I do know Luke just looks absolutely fantastic. So really, really love this piece. Alrighty guys, so moving back down the shelf, all the way down to the bottom here, you're going to see lined up along this LAC TV stand. Actually, I have two LACs here. Those are from IKEA, if you don't know. But anyway, I have it lined up with these awesome record displays. And some of these I already had previously framed up. Others I just recently purchased and framed up just for the purpose of kind of basically hiding my DVD collection, my DVD and Blu-ray collection, which I have boxed and cataloged inside of the LAC here. But anyway, really, really enjoy just having these just out front and center, and they just really fit really nice, just sort of leaned up against this this LAC or this TV stand. And as you guys can see, I have the original Star Wars trilogy in LP record. I've had these records, all three of these records, for a number of years. Didn't have them in my childhood, but I bought them as an adult collector. But man, I probably had some of these for almost 20 years. But again, all framed up, looking really, really beautiful, really, really cool. And then a couple of records that I've purchased recently was this Ord Mantell, this Rebel Mission to Ord Mantell. Picked this up recently. It's still in its cellophane, still in its cellophane wrapper there, so it's like just completely crisp. In fact, it even has a price tag on it, 50 cents at Big Lots back in the day. That's kind of amazing. Must have been on sale. And then I also picked up a number of these read-along records as well. Some of the kind of, I don't know if you want to call it expanded universe, but I think that would be sort of the right way to describe those, the expanded universe, before there was an expanded universe. But yeah, I got Droid Worlds there, the Ewoks join the fights, and Planet of the Hoojibs. So I just love the artwork on those. Absolutely awesome. And then there's a longer play Empire Strikes Back story of right there. And then of course I just skipped over it, but I wanted to get to it last. These are my cherished childhood 45 read-along records of the original Star Wars trilogy. All these are from my childhood. This was just I just adored these records. And I know if you're a longtime viewer or subscriber, I'm going to be a broken record, no pun intended, because I know I've just talked about these ad nauseum. But I mean, really, seriously, we didn't get our first VCR growing up until probably around 1986. And so this was my only fix at home just to enjoy Star Wars in some kind of media.
You will know it is time to turn the page when you hear R2-D2 beep like this. Let's begin now.
Fashion was to just take you to listen to these records and look at the pictures in these books. Just so it's absolutely stunning. I didn't actually get my first VHS copies that didn't have commercials on them of Star Wars until probably around 1988, 1989. So these for the longest time were my only real Star Wars fix. Outside of, if one of my friends, rented it or had it on his VCR at his house, or, went to the public library and watched Star Wars there or something like that. So anyway, very, very special. Alrighty guys, so moving back up my shelf here, just got a little bit of 3 3/4 inch love there with Luke, Han, Leia, C-3PO, and Lando. Just some of my favorite 3 3/4 inch figures I've collected over the many, many years. I just think those are absolutely really damn cool. So very, very cool there. Just sort of trying to, kind of reinvent my collection with some 3 3/4 inch love here and there. And that's probably not going to stay there. I just kind of slapped those out there just recently. Moving over just a little bit, I've got an Ewoks VHS. Now that's not from my childhood, although it is vintage. My wife actually got that for me, I think, at a thrift store just recently, within the last year or so. So I don't know. I just think that looks kind of cool. I love the box art on there. Very 80s, very cheesy, but very cool, very fun. There are some more of those recent, I forget the line again. I know the Darth Vader is up on the shelf. I just showed you guys. Anyway, these guys came out around the same product release time as the Rise of Skywalker. So I picked these guys up, obviously, just because they're original trilogy and they're kind of cool. I don't know. It's just sort of a different, look on some classic characters there. So that's kind of cool. And then moving in here, we've got some Black Series love, Return of the Jedi, Forest Moon of Endor, Black Series love with Luke, Han, Leia. There's Chewbacca in the back there. That's actually I think that's actually a 40th anniversary New Hope Chewbacca. And there's a C-3PO. He's not actually a Black Series. He came at like Walgreens, but he's sort of Black Series scale, so he's in there. There's Tebow down there, Tebow the Ewok. Got an old ATST, mini ATST. I forget where that came from, but I think that is like late 90s. So that's kind of cool. Inside of here, I do have a vintage Return of the Jedi lunchbox with the thermos, if you guys can see. So that's really, really cool. That's another find my wife got. I think she got that off Goodwill Auctions. I'm not sure, but she picked that up for me. So that is really, really damn cool. And then as we move up closer to my television set, we've got the Heroes of the Empire Strikes Back all lined up there. These are the Black Series, obviously, with Lando, Luke, Han, and Leia, looking really, really cool. Another small AT-AT Walker, not sure what line that came out in, but that was a early 2000s AT-AT Walker, little mini AT-AT Walker. I think there's some die-cast on there. Yeah, it's sort of die-cast, so that's kind of cool. Then there is a Black Series 40th Anniversary A New Hope C-3PO with a Black Series 40th Anniversary Empire Strikes Back R2-D2 with sensor scope. So kind of cool there. A X-Wing model kit. I forget what brand that is. I think it might be like a... Not exactly sure what brand that is, to be honest with you, but it's just really damn cool. Put that together with one of my kids. That was kind of fun. Down below here, I've got a Kenner Darth Vader statue polystone, and it's actually completely jacked up. I had this in my collection for a while, and I accidentally walked into it, brushed up against it when I had it sort of haphazard by my detolfs over there, and actually hit the floor and kind of broke. And so I kind of got him hidden back there. I tried to glue him and just made it worse. So he's totally jacked up. I don't know what I'm going to do with him, but he's there for right now. It's kind of sad though. Right down below him though, I do have some really, really cool. Those are Kotobukiya PlayArts Star Wars droids there. Very, very cool. And I forget their individual names, but they're just really, really cool. And moving along, I got my Black Series Luke Skywalker and Land Speeder in this little cubby here with a little nice little diorama I got going for that. I got some tape lined up there. That's actually play sand in there to give it sort of a realistic looking Tatooine feel. Got a Jawa in there, accosting Chopper. As Luke is laying there dreaming on his X-Wing, totally oblivious to that situation, but kind of cool. So I don't know, I've always enjoyed that little diorama I did. I've had that in my collection for quite a while now, but I think it's really, really cool. Got another Kotobukiya piece here. This is Darth Vader and Boba Fett with that really cool Empire Strikes Back carbon freeze chamber stand. That's really, really dynamite. Dig that one a lot. That's really, really cool. And then going up the shelf here, got some more Black Series love. Got Obi-Wan Kenobi there and Yoda. I think the Obi-Wan Kenobi was from the 40th anniversary wave, and that Yoda, I think, is actually from the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back wave, respectfully. So really, really cool there as well. Alrighty guys, next up I've got these two hyper-real figures. These are from the Black Series, but they are a slightly larger scale than standard Black Series figures. Luke Skywalker and his Bespin fatigues there, dueling it out with the Dark Lord of the Sith himself, Darth Vader on Bespin, and they do come with those really cool Bespin carbon-free stands. I enjoy these figures a lot. Just, I don't know, I've had them for about a year now, and I've just enjoyed having them here in the collection. A little different scale than everything else I own, considering everything is mostly 3 3/4 inch, 1/6 scale, or Black Series 6-inch scale. So these guys are just on a little bit of a different level than all those other pieces I have. So they're different and really, really fun. So I've enjoyed having these guys as well.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi.
Moving out a little bit here, guys. This is a piece that I've just recently added to the collection within the last couple weeks, actually. And I showed this off on an earlier video here just this month here in Star Wars Month on Knickknacks Plastic Planet. And that, of course, is the 3 3/4 inch Kenner Vintage Collection carbon freeze chamber. And I've kind of got sort of that iconic scene in there with Luke Skywalker as he is about to face off with the Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Vader, on Bespin. And I just really, really enjoyed this piece a lot. I did put a IKEA light underneath it down there, if you guys can see it right there. And it just comes up and just lights this whole piece up brilliantly and just kind of bathes this whole corner in that really, really awesome carbon freeze chamber orange. So I don't know, I really enjoy this piece a lot. I know there's some complaints about it from some people, but I don't know how you can complain about it compared to other play sets we've gotten for Bespin over the years. It's not really actually a play set, it's more of a diorama. But I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and I think if you're complaining about it, you might kind of lack some imagination, personally, because I think it's pretty damn cool. Over here, I've got a Revell mini helmet Darth Vader head that I've had forever. I remember getting this back in the early 2000s and thinking this was like the ultimate Darth Vader helmet. I'd never have a better one. And well, I do have a better one now, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But I still think it's really actually really fantastic. So that's very cool. Down here in the corner, you guys notice I've got some like classic pseudo tin Star Wars figures there. There's Darth Vader and Boba Fett there. Those are like classic wind-up tin toys. I don't know who gave that to me. So I think I got it for Christmas from someone. Maybe my wife gave me those. I'm not sure. But anyway, those are just kind of fun. And then as we move up, I've got some graphic art with R2-D2 and C-3PO. Bought those at a deep discount store as well. Most of my posters I bought at deep discount. But I don't know, they look really nice. And then moving up here, I've got some indoor love there with the Sideshow Collectibles. 1/6 scale indoor Rebel Troopers. Those came out years and years ago, and I can't tell you their guy's name except for the guy in the middle is Nick Saint. His name is Nick Saint. I don't believe he is Captain Rex. I think he is Nick Saint, but we'll just leave that up to I'll just leave that up to you who you think he is. But the other two guys, I have no idea who they are. And then I also have him flanked with some Hasbro Ewoks there, as well as like a lizard terrarium piece in there to give it that indoor effect. So anyway, there are those that trio of rebel soldiers there on the Force Moon of Endor. And then as I move up here, guys, I've got a nice New Hope 27x40 movie poster with my original Sideshow Collectibles premium format Luke Skywalker. I think that is the first Star Wars item Sideshow Collectibles ever released back in 2005, I want to say. So yeah, he is very cool. And then as I move along here and going kind of back up along the shelves along my TV here, Empire Strikes Back full movie poster, 27x40 inch poster there with my Luke Skywalker from Bespin. Reviewed him on the channel, oh gosh, almost 2 years ago now, I want to say. Great piece. He's kind of grown on me. I wasn't real thrilled with him when I first got him. But yeah, he has grown on me, although his lightsaber sucks. That's why I always have him with his blaster there instead of the lightsaber. Not real keen on that pose either. And the lightsaber doesn't have a AC adapter, unfortunately, so it just could run out of batteries. And being where it's at, it's not exactly conducive to me messing with it up there. And then as I move down, finally, I do have my premium format Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. And that lightsaber is turned on. It runs on batteries. And it's not very good. As you can see, it just, the blade just doesn't, the light just doesn't go all the way through the blade. They hadn't quite perfected that yet, unfortunately. But I mean, it looks really good. The likeness is very Mark Hamill, I think, from 1983 Return of the Jedi. So all in all, not too bad. So just kind of pan back there and give you guys a look of my evolution of Luke Skywalker as the films progressed, I guess, is what that really is. Coming back down there, I've got a late 90s collector fleet Star Destroyer. I have another one in box. You guys will see that in a little bit. But there is, I have two of them. So there's one of them. The one I have loose is right here. So that's really cool. Got some awesome Black Series figures here on that 40th anniversary display stage. Some awesome Black Series figures here, including Ahsoka Tano there. That is actually an SH Figuarts R2-D2, which is incredible and vastly more superior to its Hasbro counterpart there. Really nice, and it fits that 6-inch Black Series scale to a T. Got that Walmart exclusive Jedi Luke Skywalker in Jedi Knight outfit from Return of the Jedi, or the Mandalorian as I have him here with little baby Grogu down there. So I don't know, I think that's really damn cool. And as I mentioned in a previous video, that's kind of like where I'd like to see Star Wars go in the next few years here. Hint, Disney. I think that would be just absolutely epic. Down below that, I've got lined up there a bunch of, actually those are all custom R2-D2s that my good buddy Uncle Pat made for me years and years ago. They were all from those were all actually originally R2-D2s, the rocket firing R2-D2 where the rockets came out of the side panels there from the episode 1 line. And he customized all those into different various astromech droids, looking really damn cool. And then right next to him is this guy, this nasty little desert toad that I got at Galaxy's Edge. I forget his name, but of course he is hanging out outside of Jabba's palace there in that really awesome, ominous segue in Return of the Jedi. But anyway, picked him up at Galaxy's Edge the last time, maybe 2 times ago I was at Disneyland. So very cool. A couple Black Series there, some older Black Series there with Han Solo and Chewbacca. I think those were the 40th anniversary New Hope wave. So those are really, really dynamite. Alrighty, so moving up the shelf there just a little bit. Got 2 more Black Series. Got the Empire Strikes Back Archive Edition Boba Fett there in his usual colors there. And then, of course, we've got the prototype Boba Fett as well. Picked that prototype up a couple years back. I don't know, he's just really, really cool. I just think that's just a really cool looking Boba Fett and a fun idea. And glad Hasbro explored that one. Going down the shelf, got a Hasbro Force Unleashed, I want to say. Bosk, that was that line that came out a number of years ago from Hasbro with various Star Wars characters in very dynamic poses. I don't know, they were kind of statuesque, but they were, obviously made of plastic. Really fun line. I like that Bosk a lot there as he's sort of in the heat of battle there, undoubtedly hissing at someone. Just looks like a nasty, nasty Trans-Dojan there, just doing his thing. Really, really cool. And then moving up here, I got some old school Hasbro love, old school 12-inch Hasbro love with this IG-88. I don't know, this guy still holds up really, really well. I know the one from Sideshow that came out a number of years back that I have in my Detolf over here is better, obviously, and the Hot Toys IG-11 is obviously going to blow that one away too. But I don't know, I just think this one is really, really fun. I love the long extended stilt legs he comes with versus long blaster rifle. I love the rust elements in his paint job, his paint applications. I don't know, I just think he's really, really nice. No light up effects or anything, any gimmicks associated with him, but he's just a really good looking action figure. And considering even back in the day, he only cost $20 and still holds up as well as he does now. I don't know, that's just a tribute to what a great action figure he is. Another Black Series right below him there. Got K2SO there. Love Rogue One, love K2SO. And as I move over here, guys, got another premium format piece to show off to you guys. Got R2-D2 and C-3PO. R2-D2 is turned on. C-3PO, unfortunately, I think his batteries are dead. So his eyes light up. That's about it. And he looks great. But R2 is absolutely fantastic as well. Love them. This was the second version of these guys that came out. The first version came with a desert base. These guys came with, I think that's more of like a pseudo Millennium Falcon base they have going on there with all the pipes and whatnot rolling around, the conduits and everything rolling around there on the side of the base there. But anyway, looking really, really nice. I really enjoy these pieces a lot. And yeah, really, really cool premium formats. Coming up next door to the R2-D2 and C-3PO premium format is Luke Skywalker in 1/6 scale with his 1/6 scale Tauntaun. Again, another piece that I've had for a number of years here and is just absolutely one of my favorite pieces I own outright. Really, really great looking piece. Now, I've said a lot about this over the years. I've talked about it a lot over the years. Just, I don't know, the base, everything is really, really nice. I did put that rock in there. That was from another 1/6 scale figure. Just thought that kind of looked kind of cool there. But I mean, everything is really, really absolutely wonderful about this piece. I mean, right down to the details of his like dew claw there. And then of course his tail. They're sort of like snow lizards basically. So looking really, really cool. The contents of the saddle, everything, the bridle, everything on this piece is absolutely cool. The piece, as you probably know, comes with switch out horns, so you can have him be either Han Solo's or Luke Skywalker's Tauntaun, depending on whether you got a broken horn or not. And they're nice. They click in there with magnets. Very, very nice. And the Luke Skywalker himself from Sideshow Collectibles still holds up really, really nice. This is getting to be an older piece now, but it still holds up brilliantly, and I love it.
Moss Eisley Spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Alrighty, coming up, we've got a Star Wars Trilogy cardboard piece from an old, actually, I think that came off an old DVD display. My dad, in the twilight of his career, was a manager at a Comp USA. I don't even remember Comp USA. It was basically a computer media store. And he got me that display. And the rest of it has broken down, but I managed to hang on to that little part of it there, that little cardboard piece, the Star Wars Trilogy. That's kind of cool. Above it is Sideshow Collectibles' first attempts at Farm Boy Luke and Princess Leia. Not great pieces. Nothing really to talk about there. I kind of am trying to mimic their appearance on the New Hope original Star Wars movie poster. Whether I'm not pulling that off or not, I'll leave that up to you guys. It's sort of a haphazard display there. I don't really know what to do with those guys anymore. I just don't want to put them away either. But looking okay there. Got a nice little space scene there taped up into my back window there to kind of keep the sunlight out, and also adds sort of a dioramic element to the entire room. Above that, I've got this really, really cool, rather large AT-AT Walker Empire Strikes Back poster. You guys can see above it, and I think that looks pretty damn awesome. Also keeps the sun out of the room to a degree as well, but looking really, really cool. Over here, got another fan club 8x10 there that came in the 1983, I think, fan club package from the Star Wars fan club. In addition to getting your Bantha Tracks magazine, you got a patch and you got a bunch of 8x10s, and that was one of those 8x10s as well, with the full cast there, or at least the hero cast of Return of the Jedi. Below that, pick this piece up, this picture, I should say, this 8x10 at an antique store in the late 90s. Probably around 99. Of course, that is the hero picture from A New Hope there, the cast, with obviously Luke, Han, Princess Leia, and Chewbacca, or Peter Mayhew, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill, respectively. So really, really cool. I don't have any signatures or anything like that, but I just really enjoy the 8x10s. I got this cool Titanium series Boss. Speaking of Boss, I think this piece came out in like 2005. Nothing to really write home about, but I just think he's kind of fun. Nice little attempt at some collector fare from Hasbro back in the day. A couple other Hasbro 3 3/4 inch figures down there. Just, I don't know, kind of unique packaging, so I picked those up, at least the Luke and the Chewbacca. Got the Wampa, the newest incarnation of the 3 3/4 inch Wampa and Luke Skywalker from Empire Strikes Back. I've got a couple different Wampas now, and that's the one I currently have out over here, just kind of behind my my awesome Sideshow Collectibles Luke Skywalker and Tauntaun. So kind of cool. Let's start going down this shelf now. Alrighty, so here's a look at the full display shelf for you guys that I have those two rather expensive pieces on, and we'll just kind of go cube by cube here. And there's a little bit of everything in this shelf, a little bit of everything as far as Star Wars goes. Got a nice little Stormtrooper display there. Got some Power of the Force 2 Stormtroopers in the foreground. Got another Force Unleashed figure there. That's a Stormtrooper. I'm missing his blast effect that's coming off his blaster there. He actually came with a blast effect. Back behind there, I have some Disney diecast pseudo 6-inch figures. I forget the name of that line. They actually stand horribly. They look good, but they stand horribly. Even on stands, they look terrible. A very early attempt by Hasbro, or maybe it was even Kenner at the time, late 90s. I forget the name of those. It was like Force Action or something, but they were sort of statue-esque figures, and they're static. They're not posable. That Stormtrooper right there. Got him in there, so that's really cool. Got an 8x10 of the Stormtroopers raiding the Tantive 4 from the beginning of the New Hope, or the original Star Wars film, back there as well. So that's sort of my, the highlights of my little Stormtrooper shelf there. Kind of cool. Over here, I've got just some Black Series love there with 2 Royal Guards. And I think that is the latest, what is that, the carbonized version or whatever that shit is. I don't know. I don't remember all the specific lines. But anyway, a nice Darth Vader Black Series figure. My son actually got me that for Christmas. So that's kind of special, that Darth Vader. So it was the first like Star Wars action figure he's ever gotten me. So that's just kind of nice. So that's kind of cool. Moving over here, I've got the Lars Homestead there with Luke Skywalker in 3 3/4 inch scale with the Lars Homestead Igloo. Got a moisture evaporator back there. Got the land speeder. Luke's got his poncho on, his floppy hat, his sand goggles, and his projectile rifle. And he's on his way out there to check on those moisture evaporators. I don't know. I just think that's kind of cool. Really, really cool looking little display there in that cubby. Coming down here, just got the Rancor, the original. Well, not the original. The original would be the vintage. This is the Power of the Force 2 Rancor with the Power of the Force 2 Rancor Keeper right there. And this is the only Rancor I actually currently own. I should probably get another representation of the Rancor, either in premium or in some kind of Hasbro version. But this is the only one I have right at the moment. But I still really like this one. I've had this one since going back to when this one guy came out. I think he came out in 1998. And he still holds up really, really well. He's still a beautiful figure. I have no complaints. Got a Power of the Force 2 Boba Fett down there. Kind of a little buff, but that's okay. Kind of fun. And there's my Amazon Kindle back there as well. Just kind of hanging out. Coming over here, I've got the newest, and by newest, I mean, I think this thing came out in 2014 maybe. This is a Hasbro Jabba the Hutt with Ula sitting there on the DS there. And there's Salacious Crumb. He kind of fell over. But yeah, kind of cool. And behind him is a Power of the Force 2 Jawa. So just sort of a minimalist shelf there with Jabba. I probably should get all of his minions out. I've got all his minions in 3 3/4 inch form as well. I should get out his minions, but I haven't done that yet. But I don't know, really, really fun. Little kind of minimalist shelf there, or minimalist cubby in the middle of the shelf there. And then as we move down, more Black Series love there with the Empire Strikes Back. Got that Luke in training Black Series figure that came with the Yoda in the backpack. And they stand really, really well. I saw this in the store a number of times. Maybe it was a Target exclusive. I don't remember if it was an exclusive, but I bought it at Target. And I saw it a number of times and whiffed at it thinking, oh man, that is not going to stand. That's going to be just an irritating action figure to get it in any kind of display that I'd want it to be in. And boy, was I wrong. I got it out and he stands marvelously. Even with Yoda in that backpack, he's not back heavy or anything. Very, very nice. And he came with a number of different hand poses. And so I've got him kind of leaning up against what would be kind of a gnarl tree, which in reality was, again, a terrarium piece from a pet store. Man, you guys can find some amazing stuff for dioramas and not terrariums, but for dioramas, for Star Wars dioramas at pet stores, whether you're in the aquarium ornament section or like the terrarium ornament section. Really, really good stuff. Got the ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi overseeing Luke's training there. And then another 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back R2-D2 there as well. So I know I like that one a lot. Really, really cool. And then coming down this shelf, I got a little homage to Yoda. Yet again, some more Empire Strikes Back love. This time in both Kotobukiya, as in right there. Uncle Pat got that for me. I think that was a groomsman present to his first marriage. So anyway, that's really, really cool. That Kotobukiya Yoda there, and then there's the Power of the Force 2 Yoda in the corner there, and then we got some more. I don't know if that was the VOTC collection. I'm not sure which modern line these guys came out of, but I've got Yoda with Luke doing some Jedi training there. The Ghost of Obi-Wan in the background, and then another R2-D2. So sort of the 3 3/4 inch versions of those Black Series I just showed you above. Got a Gentle Giant Yoda there as well, kind of hanging out. He looks really, really cool. And then in the back, you guys are going to see my VHS tapes from the re-release of the original Star Wars trilogy before the special edition. And I remember those were marketed as that the originals were available for one last time. And boy, they weren't fucking around, because they only were available for one last time. Moving down the shelf, got a little Jawa Tatooine love in this cubby here with the Metacom R5D4 right there. That's a nice piece. A little out of scale with other 1/6 scale figures, but really nice. A very late addition to the Hasbro 12-inch collection with those 2 Jawas. I like those Jawas a lot, though. No light up effects, no gimmicks. They just look nice. They're sculpted nice. They just look like Jawas. They do their job. I like them a lot. I think they're pretty damn cool. Got a 3 3/4 inch R5D4. I remember finding him in the store in the, around 2010, 2014. I can't remember when exactly now, but I was so excited to get him because that was the first time that Hasbro had done R5D4 justice since going back to the vintage line, because the only other R5D4 we got before this guy came out was that ridiculous fire rocket gimmick piece of shit that came out in Power of the Force 2, which was like my first real disappointment with collecting Star Wars figures, was that piece, because I've always been a big R5D4 guy, and I've always wanted a nice R5D4 3 3/4 inch, because I didn't have my vintage one at that point anymore, because I'd lost it in childhood, so I really wanted a nice R5D4, and that rocket firing bullshit effect figure did not cut mustard, but this guy did. I was really, really happy to get him. And then there's that Power of the Force 2 Death Star droid. Pretty cool. And then there's a Ronto back there as well. Love the Ronto from the special edition. Got that piece in 1997. I think an ex-girlfriend gave it to me. Don't tell my wife. But yeah, I got that in 1997 in college. Really, really cool. And then finally, last shelf here. Got the widescreen edition in VHS of the original, the original Star Wars trilogy, but the original Star Wars trilogy special edition that came out in about 1997 into 1998. Very cool. There's a Gentle Giant Admiral Akbar. That might be actually my favorite Gentle Giant piece that I own. I just think they did just a phenomenal job on him. And then there is again one of those titanium series, I want to say. Yeah, Millennium Falcons. It came with a big case and everything. I just kind of took that case off. I don't know, I think it looks pretty damn cool. It's a nice piece. Again, that was sort of a gimmicky collector line that came out in the mid 2000s, but I don't know, it's kind of cool. Alrighty, so guys, real fast, let's just take a quick breath and look at just a little bit of a recap of all that we've seen so far. And I've taken you guys across this entire portion of the room, all the way over to here. It's got that door open going down to the archive room where I keep all my non-Star Wars collectibles, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, so very, very cool. There's my TIE Fighters once again. So anyway, just to catch our breath really fast as we continue this tour, there is everything that I have showed you guys so far.
Hour number 2.
Alrighty guys, so we're going to continue moving right to left here in the collection, moving past my Sideshow Collectibles, Luke Skywalker on Tauntaun, coming up to some original artwork that my good buddy, really my brother, did for me, Uncle Pat. Check this out. Uncle Pat and I have been friends for decades, and he did this for me for Christmas one year, and I was absolutely just overwhelmed with this generosity. Anyway, he did this large, huge portrait. This is an oil, basically Darth Vader on, I think the medium would be oil. It's not on canvas. It's actually on something a little harder than canvas. I can't tell you the guys what that is exactly, but it is phenomenally awesome. You guys can see the scale of it, you know, next to that 12-inch scale Krennic there. Absolutely awesome. Every time I talk about this, I get a little wispy just because it was just so special that he did this for me, and was something that I didn't ask him to do. He just did it, and I mean that's what brothers do. So anyway, very, very, very cool, very, very special original artwork here in my collection. So actually one of my very, very favorite pieces, just because it has such a personal connection for me. So very cool. Alrighty guys, so moving back down from that oil painting there of Darth Vader by my good buddy Uncle Pat, got a nice 8x10 of Luke Skywalker on his Tauntaun, iconic 8x10 of Darth Vader at Bespin, and another iconic picture of a studio still of Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker in the Millennium Falcon. I remember that from my card back from my 3 3/4-inch Luke Skywalker I got as a kid. And then, of course, Darth Vader on the second Death Star from Return of the Jedi, another card back that I remember getting in the Return of the Jedi line with Darth Vader. So very, very cool. Got some Disney Store stuff there. Got that Director Krennic that came out, and then those other die-cast Rogue One figures. I actually have the whole Rogue One crew, but they just don't stand very well. They're very frustrating pieces because they look actually pretty damn good, but they just don't stand very well. And so I only have these three out, kind of the trinity of Rogue One. Speaking of Rogue One, I got a tissue box there from Rogue One that I just can't get myself to throw out. It's basically junk. It's a tissue box, but sometimes I will get new Kleenex and stuff them in there, so it kind of has some functionality, I guess. Speaking of original artwork, not this down here. This is just a cool Darth Vader lithograph I picked up at Hobby Lobby. But speaking of some more original artwork that is just as special as that giant canvas picture oil painting of Darth Vader, these are two pictures that my mom did for me when I was a kid back in the mid 80s, and she got me these for Christmas. She drew me these for Christmas. This is her work. As you guys can see down below, it says Mom 84 down there. So that's very cool, the X-Wing fighter here, and then the Darth Vader. So again, they complement what my good buddy Uncle Pat did for me very nicely. So yeah, those are my three original artworks that I have here in the collection from, two people that are very near and dear to me. So very cool. All right, guys, coming up from that original artwork from my mother, coming into sort of the prequel section of the collection here. And to start off there, we've got a Revenge of the Sith Gentle Giant Darth Vader statue. It's roughly about 13 inches tall, maybe 14 inches tall. Anyway, it's from Gentle Giant. Got this in 2005, right after the release of the film. And at the time, I thought this was going to be the quintessential premium Darth Vader, and I would never need to buy another Darth Vader figure ever again. Well, I was probably wrong on that front, but it is still a nice piece, and it does hold up really, really well. It does have some nostalgia flair for me. I got this piece right around the same time as my first son was born, And so, you know, it was kind of an expensive piece to be buying when we were having a baby at the time. So it is sort of special to me in that sense. It'll always have a cherished place here amongst my collection, but it doesn't have the same, it doesn't carry the same weight, I should say, as some of my more modern Darth Vader premium items I have in this collection. Moving down along, as I said, we are kind of coming into the prequel area of my collection. Got some Geonosian Arena love here. And this is only half the Geonosis Arena. I used to have the whole damn thing, and I think I lost half of it in a move or something. I don't know what the hell happened to it, but I was able to dig up these pieces to it. And so I just kind of sort of mashed it together in sort of a mini diorama here. Again, you're dealing with different scales throughout here. The Geonosis Arena itself was meant for 3 3/4 inch action figures, and that Arena Beast, the Reek there, coming out of the little gate there, he is a 3 3/4 inch Reek, and he is really, really cool. In fact, he still makes noises and all that shit. He's actually really damn cool. We can get him snorting. Oh, now he won't work. Hell, he worked every time I ever like bumped into him. Yeah, you bastard. Anyway, he makes snorting noises and shit. Then we've got some modern, very new Black Series figures there. Of course, we got the Trinity, basically, of the prequel films. Anakin Skywalker, Padme Amidala, and Obi-Wan Kenobi there. Looking really, really cool. So anyway, just kind of a nice looking episode 2 diorama-esque kind of shelf there. Sort of more of a montage or collage than a diorama, but really, really cool. Down below here, I've got a reproduction of a micro series Clone Wars animation still. I don't think that's an actual genuine animation still, but it's a reproduction of one, and it's really, really nice. My wife picked that up for me. Alrighty guys, coming along here, we got a lot of prequel love on the next couple of shelves here. Starting out with some Black Series. There's actually some fairly new Black Series there with the Qui-Gon Jinn there. The 50th anniversary Mace Windu that I just showed off in a recent video. Jar Jar Binks in there. We got some Gentle Giant mini busts from the Clone Wars and then from Episode 1 respectively with Darth Maul there. Got my two Metacom, my Metacom C-3PO and R2-D2. And I've kind of put these guys in the prequel area and just kind of mix it up a little bit. But these are actually some of my favorite looking renditions that I have of C-3PO and R2-D2. Even if that R2-D2 is a little out of scale with C-3PO, that's why I kind of got him on that brick there to kind of hide the discrepancy in scale because he's a little undersized. But I really love the sculpt on this C-3PO. I wish the Sideshow Collectible one kind of followed that sculpt, even though this guy is a tad undersized. I still really like the sculpt on both of these guys, and the light up eyes on C-3PO is just really, really awesome. So I really enjoy these pieces a lot, and I've kind of got them kind of front and center down here as I come down into the room. I do see them first thing with a nice little cool space backdrop behind them. Moving along here, I've got some awesome Jedi, some Jedis there from Sideshow Collectibles. Got Clone Wars Anakin and Obi-Wan. These are the older pieces. I know Hot Toys has got some newer ones in the pipe coming soon, and I may pick those up. But for now, these older pieces are still really nice. A prequel Episode 2 Yoda there in his hover chair. Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, Plu Kloon, and Ayla Sakura. Looking really, really nice in there. Really dig those a lot. That light is kind of nice because it kind of hits those lightsabers just right, so they do look kind of lit up, which is actually really cool. Yeah, so guys, moving back in on these shelves, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a view from it from slightly afar there. Coming up here, I've got my Clone Troopers and 2 battle droids. The 2 battle droids came as a set from Sideshow Collectibles. That is a Yoda Trooper from Sideshow Collectibles, and there is I want to say Commander Gree, also from Sideshow Collectibles. Got him in a giveaway. It was like a mystery giveaway thing where I bought one item and they sent me a free item, and I got a Commander Gree, which is what the hell, one hell of a giveaway item. So I actually got him for free, which was really cool. Kudos to Sideshow on that one. So really, really cool. I've got Echoes and 5s up there from Sideshow Collectibles, kind of displayed in their Type 1 armor up there. I don't know, should I get up on a ladder and show you? Hell yeah. All right, so yeah, I'm up here on a ladder, all 5'6" of me. So yeah, these are really, really cool pieces there. There's Echo and 5s. like I said, in their Type 1 clone, Phase 1 clone trooper armor. Really, really cool. Over here, got another nice Gentle Giant piece. That is, of course, Count Dooku there with Asajj Ventress. Boy, the name, spaced the name for a second there. Episode 1 movie poster right there as well. So very, very cool. Got Jar Jar Binks down there on top of that 1/6 scale Kadu. Looking pretty damn awesome there. I like that a lot. That Kadu actually came with Captain Tarpals, but I put Jar Jar on there. I just think it's kind of cool. And then last but certainly not least, I got my Sideshow Collectibles premium format Anakin Skywalker. He also has that older lightsaber, but for whatever reason, the light does seem to move through the entirety of his blade much better than like my Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight version. I'll even flip this light off so you guys can kind of get a sense of that. Yeah, looking really, really nice. Like this figure a lot. Sorry, the lighting in here is really, really nice for display, but sometimes not the nicest for filming. So hopefully everything's coming in crisp and clear and you guys can see everything as well as possible. So anyway, I like this piece a lot though. Got him when he came out, and I even forget when. I want to say around 2008, 2010, somewhere in there. Yeah, really, really cool piece. He's held up nice. Does come with 2 different head portraits. I think I have the regular Anakin head portrait on there. He did come with a Darth Vader with, basically it's Anakin with Sith eyes. Did come with that portrait as well. So there is swappable head portraits. Just again, a couple movie posters there. These are 24 by 36. Got these at mass retail when they came out, and when the films came out respectively. There's episode 3, episode 2, and then I showed you guys my episode 1 poster as well. Alrighty guys, so there is basically my prequel section, although there is some more prequel love on the way in my detolfs when we get to those here in just a few minutes. Coming back down that wall there, there's my Jax Pacific Big Figs C-3PO and R2-D2. Now that C-3PO is actually a custom job I did as far as the paint apps go, and I really like it. It really turned out really well. I can't say that about a lot of the mods and customs I've attempted personally over the years, but this one came out really well. He had that shitty red arm. It was actually a Force Awakens C-3PO, and I got rid of that, and I did paint one of his legs silver, if you guys can see that down there. Anyway, I just really like that paint job. I think it came out really, really superb. I painted the whole thing. That nice gold color. Looks really, really nice. No custom mod on that R2-D2. I just think he looks great on his own. Again, these are big figs, as you guys can see, next to that Diet Coke can down there with the cool sunglasses. That actually is a novelty Diet Coke can. And that is one of the only non-Star Wars collectibles that is in this room, is that cool 1980s Diet Coke can. Why do I have a Diet Coke can in this room? Because, well, Diet Coke happens to be one of my other loves, and this is where I keep all of my Diet Cokes in here. Delicious. I absolutely love Diet Coke, and don't tell me in the comments section how terrible it is for me, because I've been drinking it for decades and I'm not dead yet, people. So anyway, there's a Diet Coke from Disneyland. In fact, that's how much I love Diet Coke. Galaxy's Edge Diet Coke right there. There's a cool cookie jar, I guess, of C-3PO's head, which is kind of nice. And then there's a Rogue One poster back there. So anyway, there's a little bit of the lay of the land, what we just came and looked at, just to give you guys yet another little tiny mini break as I moved down and we came along that whole entire wall there. So now we have covered everything from there. So let's keep going. We got my details. We got some premium items to look at. Take a breath and let's keep diving on. Diving on. What the fuck does that mean? Alrighty guys, coming along here as we make our way to my premium details, which are just on the other side of the room here. I've got a nice back couch table here, which holds some really pretty awesome stuff here. Mostly Empire Strikes Back themed along this couch table here. Starting off with my Yoda's hut from Sideshow Collectibles. Got that when it came out, and it's amazing that I only spent $300 on that retail back in the day. Amazing what we could buy back then, as far as, you know, bang for your buck, I guess. Absolutely awesome piece. Got Yoda outside of it right now, but there is my Sideshow Collectibles Luke Skywalker on the inside. A little fire burning there with some Yoda chowder on the stove, whatever the hell he's making. Got a Hasbro 12-inch backpack in the corner there. But yeah, really cool. Luke having a little meal there while he's in the middle of his Jedi training. And this thing came with so many fucking snakes. I don't know why it came with so many snakes, but there's like a dozen snakes this thing came with. So many damn snakes.
I have had it with these motherfucking snakes.
Yeah, but it's like 2 degrees of Mace Windu there, Snakes on a Plane, and Samuel L. Jackson. But anyway, really cool looking Yoda's hut. Love this piece a lot, especially the light up feature. It just has a really cool ambiance to it. And then moving on down here, I got an Empire Strikes Back Han in Carbonite. Just picked this guy up and reviewed it on the channel. If you guys want to check out that full review, check it out. It has some other variable display options that it comes with. But right now I had it in the more of the Bespin hallway with with it being kind of levitated, had that display option displayed, I guess, previously, but now I put it back in the carbon freeze chamber option with those orange ominous light up features down below and that real stone industrious looking floor there, but looking really cool. Of course, this piece also lights up on the side. The carbon freeze block itself actually does light up on the side there, which is really cool. Showed that off again in my review. It's kind of a bear to turn off and on, because you got to pull that whole insert out, and it sort of feels a little temperamental and kind of sticks. But anyway, very cool piece. And then right next to it, I reviewed this last summer here on the Plastic Planet. That is the Black Series scale, 6-inch scale Snowspeeder. This is a great piece, man. Hasbro's just been killing it lately. I used to really criticize Hasbro. When I first started this channel, I was really in an anti-Hasbro place in my collecting life. But Hasbro's just been absolutely killing it. Of course, that cockpit kind of sticks. But I mean, just look how good that looks. I mean, that is this is mass retail item basically. Although I did get this guy through Big Bad Toy Store, and but it really has a premium feel to it, even though it is plastic. I don't know, man. Just that cockpit alone, just the detailing on that cockpit. You got Luke and you got Dak there manning the harpoon gun. Yeah, just really damn cool. So yeah, I like this piece a lot. No electronic gimmicks on it or anything, but that's okay, man. That's okay. It just looks really cool. Alrighty guys, so moving along the edge of my couch table here, I've got the Jakks Pacific Darth Vader. This wasn't the biggest Darth Vader Jakks Pacific ever made. They actually made a quite a bit larger one. This one's kind of nice. He's got a nice presence there hanging out. Not by any means my favorite piece of my collection, but he's got a presence, and he certainly has a place up here in the Star Wars room. Then as I come along this shelf here, I've just got a nice little selection of Power of the Force 2 ships. Starting out over here with my Power of the Force 2 Snowspeeder. Great little piece. Kind of wish I'd have hung on to my, was able to hang on, I should say, to my vintage Snowspeeder from my childhood, but unfortunately that thing got broken and tossed away, unfortunately, to the sands of time. So, yeah, but I still have this awesome Power of the Force 2, one that I got in the late 90s. I also have this cool Power of the Force 2 X-Wing fighter that I picked up around that time as well. Very cool. In the same mold as the original vintage, just with updated decals. And so that's pretty cool. Got a couple Rebel pilots there, including Luke Skywalker and Jet Porkins. I think this guy over here, I think that might be Gold Leader. I'm not sure. And then over here isn't Power of the Force 2, I should say. This is my old vintage X-Wing fighter from my childhood, actually. It did survive. This is the second X-Wing I had as a kid. This was, of course, the more of the Empire Strikes Back version that came out. It had the battle damage decals. I didn't put those on as a kid. But anyway, I am missing one gun, but not too bad. I've actually got the canopy still. The wings are totally broken. They don't open up anymore, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this is the second X-Wing I had as a kid. I had the original white one. I think I got the original white one for like my 5th birthday, and no, that one did not make it through childhood, unfortunately. But this one did, so glad to still have it, which is kind of cool. Down below that, this was previously like a real toss away area. Right now, it's kind of as like a pseudo display / storage. I don't like to keep stuff on the floor typically, so this is sort of a rule breaker here with me. But I don't know, man. It looks okay. I've got this box here that is just full of all of my my Hot Toy accessories, Sideshow and Hot Toy accessories to my figures, so that they have easy access to them. And yeah, put stickers on them because it's like I'm freaking 5 years old. But anyway, I don't know. So it's just nice to have access to different hand configurations and weapons and whatnot. So if I ever want to change out a pose or something, I can just get in there and get the pieces I need to. It's all labeled. Got some 8x10s just hanging out up here. Those were previously hung up. They don't have a home currently. I'm sure I'll find somewhere else to put them. Just threw a U-Wing down here. I bought this when Rogue One came out years ago, and I got it on clearance actually for I think if you can see the price tag, I think I got it for like 15 bucks, which is really nice. So I've had that, never opened it, but I've had that. And I got my Sideshow collectibles, my old Sideshow collectibles, Anakin Skywalker. That's been replaced by my Hot Toys, but still a cool piece. Can't quite bring myself to put him in storage. So he's just kind of been demoted down here. Got another Power of the Force 12-inch Luke Skywalker. That's actually a custom that I did years ago. I actually painted the 12-inch Power of the Force to Luke Skywalker outfit. It was kind of more of a green. I kind of gave it more of a tan look, painted it, and then I put it on a what was previously a Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. I just thought the head mold was a little better on that. The face sculpt was a little better on that, so I went with that. Got a lunchbox down here. Another one of these Return of the Jedi Wicket lunchboxes my wife got from Goodwill as part of a lot with another lunchbox she wanted. And so I've got another one of those. And then I've got my Power of the Force 2 Wampa, 12-inch Wampa hanging out there. And then look at that. There's the Red 5 X-Wing fighter from, I think, 1997. That was an incredible piece when it came out because they finally really got the scaling right on the X-Wing fighter versus the old Kenner mold. That mold there, I think it was still technically Kenner at the time, but they actually really got the X-Wing size right as far as the scaling to the 3 3/4 inch figures. So really cool. That's that shelf. Kind of neat. Alrighty guys, well that is one last look at my behind the couch table, I guess, so to speak, my collectibles that I have centered up on that couch table. I do try to keep some nicer items on this table because it's one of the first things I see as I come down into my room. Anyway, guys, we are about at the halfway point of this room tour, and it's kind of, I actually kind of figured this out as I've been doing it, that I didn't realize this, but my room is basically, my collectibles are basically spread out in sort of an S formation. We're in the middle of that S right now. We've come all the way around to this point here. And now we're going to start over here with the Ewok Village, and when we're going to be moving this way, basically left to right in the collection here, and we're going to be checking out all of my Hot Toys and Sideshow collectibles that are in my Detolf banks here, and I've also got some vintage collectibles down below as well that we'll be checking out, as well as getting over into this area of the collection, which again we've got some premium items, some Sideshow collectibles, some Hot Toys, as well as some vintage ones as well, and we'll end up over here in the end. So stick around, guys, keep with me. This is a great video. I'm having a good time making it for you guys, and this might be a really great time if you're not a subscriber to hit that subscribe button, guys. I just can't tell you how much I would personally appreciate that. If you love collectibles, if you love Star Wars, if you love DC Comics, if you love Transformers, if you love Jurassic Park, you love all kinds of variants of plastic crap, then hit that subscribe button because we have a great time here on the Plastic Planet. It is a very organic collector channel. Everything that you see here I bought for this collection because I wanted it for myself. And you know, if you want that kind of down-home community action figure channel with a little bit of a sense of humor, and you know, frankly, I just don't take this hobby very seriously. I love it to death, but I don't take it very seriously. Do consider hitting that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it.